It is a truth universally acknowledged that a female alpha with close to no fortune must be in want of a mate. The Council of Elders has met, and Victor Holloway has generously agreed to become Lyra Wilder's mate. I'm overwhelmed by his charity, Lyra says flatly. To think a beta willing to mate with an alpha. But Lyra has 3 months to find a mate, or lose everything her family built over generations. And Victor Holloway is her last option. Or so she thinks. Chapter 1. The crystal champagne flute shatters against Victor's face. Moments earlier, he'd announced his intention to keep his mistress, not just privately, but in front of an entire audience of shifter nobility. Plenty of alphas have mistresses, he'd said. Surely you're not naive enough to think, so I can have lovers too? Lyra interrupted. Of course not. I don't want to raise a bastard child. Then, smirking, he asked Lyra to fetch him a drink, so she threw it in his face. Now she walks away, ignoring his sputtered outrage. Without Victor, her options are gone. She pushes through the crowd toward a balcony, not seeing the tall figure until they collide. Cold wine soaks her chest. Shit, Lyra mutters. Sorry about your dress, comes a smooth voice. Though, to be honest, I think it looks better that way. She looks up into impossibly blue eyes. Oh, shut up. Is someone having a bad night? What gave me away? Could it be the red wine I'm covered in? Victor appears, face splotchy with anger. Lyra, stop making a scene. Apologize to my alpha right now. Lyra freezes. Victor's alpha is Derek Westwood, the man who controls half the Eastern Territory, whose fortune could secure her pack's future. The man she'd just called a jackass. The engagement is off, she announces. You can't break this engagement. Victor seizes her wrist. You'll lose your position without me. In one swift move, Lyra twists his wrist back. Derek Westwood tilts his head, eyes glinting with amusement. Funny that you should speak of her pride, Victor, when you seem to have forgotten yours somewhere. Your mistress's bed, perhaps? I'd rather lose my position than spend one more minute pretending you're worth the air you breathe, Lyra tells Victor. She turns to leave, but Derek follows. Why so early? No one ever leaves my parties this early. I just broke my engagement with the only potential mate my council managed to find me. I'm going to lose my pack in a matter of weeks. Don't be so dramatic, Derek interrupts. I'll help. You need a new mate. I'll get you one of those too. Really? Who? Derek's smirk widens. Me. Chapter 2. You're crazy, Lyra says, stunned. I want a seat on the National Wolf Council, Derek explains. They've rejected me 3 times, claim I'm not serious enough. Taking a mate would show I'm ready for responsibility. Why me? You need a mate for business reasons, and you're in a hurry. I need a mate to get on the council. Neither of us actually wants to get married. Here's my proposition. We mate for 1 year. I get my council seat. You get legitimacy. After a year, we break the bond and divorce. Lyra's mouth drops open. A business arrangement was one thing, but a temporary mating? Your pack will remain under my protection for good, even after we divorce. The council votes in a month, so we need to move quickly. For this to work, we would need to publicly mark each other, form an actual mating bond. This would all be for show, Derek assures her. I don't expect you to share my bed, and we won't let the bond deepen. We barely have to see each other for the whole year. Lyra studies him. She needs to do what's right for her pack. We'll need a contract. Derek extends his hand. Do we have a deal? Lyra hesitates, then takes it. Deal. Chapter 3. Derek sits at his desk, not really reading the wedding contract. His eyes drift to the calendar. His 30th birthday is circled in red. His phone rings. Ryder Blackwood, his best friend. What the fuck did you do? Last week you weren't even seeing anyone. Suddenly you're getting married. Lyra Wilder, alpha of a small pack on my eastern border. What are you getting out of this? Derek remembers the strange bookshop, the magician with ancient eyes, the curse that's been killing him slowly. I'm not getting any younger. Thought it was time to settle down. Does this have anything to do with your conversation with that magician? Derek traces the scar on his forearm. A hunting injury from last month. It should have healed. It didn't. Everything's going to be fine. Chapter 4. Lyra stares at her reflection. Her wedding gown sparkles with cascading pearls. Outside, hundreds of guests fill the Westwood Estates gardens. Flynn, her brother, enters. You still have time to change your mind. Not everyone has the luxury of marrying for love. A bond isn't just paperwork, Lyra. When Juliet and I mated, it changed everything. You feel their emotions. Their absence becomes physical pain. I know how bonds work. As Flynn walks her down the aisle, she keeps her gaze fixed on the marble floor. When they reach the altar, Derek isn't there. Whispers ripple through the crowd. "Where the fuck is Derek?" Kate Winters calls from the front row. Then a side door bursts open. Derek strides in, tie askew, hair slightly mussed. I'm here. Sorry, everyone. Lost track of time." Up close, Lyra notices his skin is pale beneath his tan. Faint shadows linger under his eyes. His scent is off, something metallic. Blood. "Is everything all right?" she asks. "All good," Derek says, grinning. The ceremony unfolds, but the real binding will come later, the claiming bite that will bond them irrevocably. Chapter 5. You may now mark each other with the claiming bite. The female traditionally begins. Lyra freezes. Derek unbuttons his shirt, exposing the smooth arch of his throat. "Would you prefer I go first?" he murmurs. She nods. He steps closer, one hand on her hip, the other cradling the back of her head. His mouth grazes her neck. "Lyra," he whispers. His teeth sink in, pain sharp and brilliant bursts through her. But it melts quickly, turning to heat. The bond ignites. She feels everything. The taste of her blood on his tongue, the rush of heat through his body. Her knees buckle. A moan escapes her lips. Her hands clutch his arms for balance. "Your turn," he rasps. She surges forward and sinks her teeth into his neck. Derek growls. Deep, guttural animal. His body jerks, hands gripping her waist as pleasure crashes back into her like lightning. The bond explodes wide open. She feels everything he is, pain, restraint, desire, and buried beneath it, loneliness. "Congratulations," the officiant says. "I'll leave you to complete the bond in private." The door clicks. Silence descends. Heat thickens the air. Something pulls her toward him. "Thank you," Derek says, touching her shoulder briefly. "Well, I should get going. Wouldn't want this bond to deepen too much, would we?" Then he's gone. Chapter 6. Lyra wakes disoriented in an unfamiliar bed. Sunlight streams through gauzy curtains. Then memory floods back, the wedding, the ceremony, the bond. She feels arms holding her. She twists around to find Derek sleeping beside her, his arm draped across her waist. She hits him on the arm. "What the fuck?" One blue eye opens. "What?" "You're in my bed. Technically, it's still my bed. This is my house." Lyra grabs a pillow and hits him with it. "We're married. What's yours is mine. And what's yours is mine, such as this bed. Good night." Lyra jumps out of bed and yanks the curtains open, flooding the room with light. "Are you hungover?" she asks. "Shifters don't get sick, ever." He sits up, reaching for the clock, then freezes. Alarm pierces through their bond. Lyra follows his gaze to his left hand. A deep gash runs across his palm, angry and raw. "Did you hurt your hand again? The wound shouldn't still look so fresh." Among their kind, injuries healed in minutes. "It didn't work," Derek mutters, cursing under his breath. Raw fear pulses through their bond. Then nothing, as if a door has slammed shut. Derek springs to his feet, stumbling toward the bedroom door. "Quiet, I need to focus." He closes his eyes, takes a deep breath, then opens the door. Relief washes over him. Perfect. Before Lyra can see what he's looking at, Derek steps through and pulls the door shut behind him. Lyra yanks it open. Only the empty hallway greets her. Derek has completely vanished. Chapter 7. Derek stumbles across the threshold into the bookshop. "You again," the magician says, unimpressed. "After we spent hours explaining why you shouldn't make a wish." "I didn't come to make a wish. I'm very much still cursed." "What was your curse again?" "Losing my powers." Derek holds up his injured hand. "I need to find a mate before I turn 30, or I become human." "You assured me finding a mate would break the curse." "I told you taking a mate would be easier than making a wish," Adrian replies. "I could break your curse, but it would cost you what you value most, which would likely be the very powers you're hoping to preserve." "And I did. I mated now, and curse still on." "Are you certain about the curse's conditions?" "Of course. My father had it. My grandfather had it." "Did you even tell her this was about breaking your curse?" Iris, the human assistant, demands. "Of course not. I'm not about to reveal my Achilles heel to a stranger." "Your mate is a stranger?" "She agreed to marry me for business reasons. I haven't tricked her. We have a contract." Adrian facepalms dramatically. "The curse you have is about emotions, not contracts." "I don't follow." "Matings generally happen because someone is in love. You bought a mate, but the bond isn't sincere. And sincere is what the curse demands." Derek feels a chill. "So what are you saying? That I should have made sure my mate was in love with me?" The grim look confirms it. Chapter 8. Lyra paces her bedroom. The bond pulses at the base of her neck. Derek vanished after their ceremony, and she hasn't seen him in hours. When he finally appears sitting on her bed, his smile is dazzling. "There's my beautiful mate. I thought we should get to know each other." Through their bond, anxiety radiates from him. He leads her to a dining room, transformed into something from a romance novel. Dozens of candles, flowers everywhere, a string quartet playing softly. "The fuck is this?" Lyra asks. "Dessert. Please sit." "What's going on?" He feeds her chocolate souffle, her favorite dessert. "Your brother told me." "You asked my brother about my favorite dessert?" Finally, Derek dismisses the staff. "I need to renegotiate the terms of our contract." "How so?" Through their bond, fear spikes dramatically. "I'm going to need you to do something for me. It's vital." He pauses. "I need you to fall in love with me. For real." Lyra starts to laugh. Chapter 9. The next days blur together. Derek showers her with gifts, Ferraris, diamond necklaces, even a small island. He writes terrible poetry. He serenades her off-key. "You can't buy my love," Lyra snaps. "Obviously, which is why I also wrote you a poem." But beneath the grand gestures, through their bond, she feels his genuine curiosity about her pack, her dreams, her life. And something twinges in her chest. She feels his tension, his fear. "Why would you want me to fall in love with you now?" she finally demands. "We're supposed to break our bond in a year." "I'm not going to break our bond once you've fallen in love with me." "And what about you? Will you be falling in love with me?" He quiets. "Would you like me to?" "Of course I'm being sarcastic, you dolt." He catches her arm. "Okay, I get it. I've been an ass. It isn't fair to expect you to love me without any hope of reciprocity. If you'd like me to, then I will. I'll try." "Try? Like it's some kind of chore?" Days blur together. Through the bond, she starts to feel his guilt. "Stop trying to distract me with gifts," Lyra explodes. "If you actually want this to work, be honest with me for once." "Fine," he whispers. "I'll tell you everything, if you go on an actual date with me." Chapter 10. At the restaurant, a human one, Derek slowly opens up. "Tell me something about yourself," he asks. "I resented my brother for years. Growing up, it felt like I had to work twice as hard as him, only to be valued half as much." "Sounds like you resented the system more than your brother." "Your turn. What's really going on with you?" Derek deflects with more wine. As the evening progresses, Lyra realizes he's drunk. Actually drunk on human wine, which shouldn't affect shifters. First, I can't heal properly, Derek laughs bitterly. Then I can barely shift. Now I can't even handle human alcohol. What's next? Reading glasses? Derek. Maybe I'll have to start exercising to stay in shape. Or feel cold when it's cold. Can you imagine? Getting him home is difficult. He keeps finding excuses to touch her. You know what I just realized? Derek says, leaning in. We've never kissed. He presses his lips to hers. The kiss is gentle, almost sweet. Their bond flares bright and hot. Then he pulls back. I suppose I should tell you now about what's happening to me. You don't have to. I'm turning into a human, he murmurs. Curse! My great-great-grandfather managed to thoroughly offend a powerful witch. Should I not find a mate before I'm 30? He attempts to loosen his tie. A mate who loves me. I didn't know that when I met you. I thought having a bond would be enough. That's why you've been healing slower. Why you can barely shift anymore. Through their bond, bitter self-recrimination floods her senses. Do you really not like me at all? He asks. Not even a little bit? Before she can answer, his eyes drift shut. It's okay. I know you're just here for your pack. I understand. Then he's asleep, leaving Lyra staring at him in the darkness, her heart beating too fast. Because the truth is, she does like him, and she has no idea what to do about it. Chapter 11. A month later, Lyra stands in her office, waiting for a border territory meeting. Her first official meeting with Derek since leaving his estate. But Derek doesn't arrive. Victor does. Alpha Westwood sends his regrets. He had pressing matters to attend to. Throughout the meeting, Victor watches her with amusement. Finally. Must be difficult, though, being replaced so quickly. Excuse me? Your mate. He's been seeing someone quite seriously. Barely leaves her side these days. That's why he couldn't attend. The claiming mark on Lyra's neck burns. I'm well aware of Derek's personal life, she lies. We have an understanding. That night, alone in her room, Lyra can't stop thinking about it. Derek with another woman. Derek moving on. Her wolf bristles, territorial and possessive. Finally, she calls him. Lyra, is everything all right? Victor mentioned you've been seeing someone. That's why you couldn't make the meeting. A pause. Victor talks too much. But yes, I've been spending time with someone. The confirmation hits like a physical blow. Is it serious? It's complicated. There's potential. For breaking the curse, you mean? Yes, but it's early days yet. If things are getting serious with this woman, maybe we should consider breaking our bond soon. Silence. All right, that might not be a bad idea. Great, I should go. She hangs up before her voice betrays her. Chapter 12. Derek adjusts his tie, studying his reflection. The man staring back looks perfect. No one would guess that beneath this polished exterior, he's falling apart. 2 hours until midnight. 2 hours until his 30th birthday. 2 hours until the curse becomes permanent. Isabel strides in, resplendent in a crimson gown. Hiding away at your own party? She kisses his cheek. Happy almost birthday, handsome. Derek allows himself to be pulled close. This is what he wanted, isn't it? One last attempt to feel something that might break this curse. As her lips find his, he kisses her back, trying to lose himself in the sensation. But all he can think about is Lyra. You're still not here with me, Isabel says, pulling back. What is it? Do you love me? The question slips out. Love? What does that have to do with anything? Just answer the question. We're compatible. We're from the right families. Isn't that enough? It should be. Let's formalize things tonight. Break your bond with that backwoods alpha and announce our engagement at your party. I can't. It's her, isn't it? You actually have feelings for her. Don't talk about her like that, Derek warns. Why not? She's nothing. Not wealthy, not powerful, not even pretty. Stop, you don't know her. You're throwing away the chance to ally with my family for what? Some girl who doesn't even want you? This conversation is over. Isabel blocks his path. What is wrong with you lately? You've been different, distracted, weaker somehow. Get out of my way. Make me. In that moment, Derek realizes the futility of it all. The curse will take hold at midnight. Everything he's built will be lost. I'm leaving. Enjoy the party. He moves to push past her. She shoves him, not hard by wolf standards, but Derek's barely a wolf anymore. He stumbles backward, hand striking his desk. Pain lances up his arm. I barely touched you. What's going on with you? Leave! Isabel stalks out. Derek steps into the hall, catches a glimpse of the ballroom below, hundreds of voices celebrating a milestone he dreads. All this time, he's had everything. Status, admiration, wealth, and yet nothing of substance. Nothing real. He glances at his watch. 1 hour and 20 minutes until midnight. With one last look at the glittering illusion, Derek turns from the light and slips into the shadows. Chapter 13. Lyra stands at the edge of the crowded ballroom, scanning for Derek. He's not here, Ryder says behind her. Rumor says he and his girlfriend had some kind of argument. Now he's disappeared. Lyra's heart races. What time is it? Just after 11? Why? Derek's birthday is at midnight. Less than an hour until the curse becomes permanent. I need to find him. She runs from the mansion toward the forest. Once beneath the trees, she shifts, bones reshaping, fur rippling across her body. Where a woman in a gown stood, a sleek gray wolf now runs. Derek's scent is fresh on the forest floor. She runs faster than she ever has, desperation lending her speed. Finally, she spots lights, a modern cabin perched on a cliff. Derek's car parked haphazardly in the drive. She shifts back to human form and approaches naked and shivering. Some things matter more than dignity. The door is locked. Without hesitation, she kicks it open. Derek sits on the floor, a crystal tumbler dangling from his fingers. You're too late. It's done. Lyra's eyes dart to the clock. 7 minutes past midnight. Her heart sinks. Chapter 14. Derek, Lyra begins. Don't. Just don't. When he turns, the vibrant blue of his eyes seems dimmer. You should go. That's not true. Lyra kneels beside him. Look at me. Are you human? Derek laughs bitterly, lifting his injured wrist. What gave it away? It's going to be okay. I'll help you. By this time tomorrow, someone will have challenged for my territory. I'll lose. My pack, my position, everything, gone. Then we'll start over, together. There is no we, Lyra. I'm releasing you from our bond. You're free to find a proper mate. That's not your decision to make. Our arrangement was business. I can no longer uphold my end. That's not why I'm here. Isn't it? You chose me for my resources. Now I couldn't even live amongst your people. I don't care, Derek. He looks away. I know our world. I know what happens to the weak. I won't drag you down with me. Without warning, Lyra leans forward and presses her lips to his. Derek freezes. Then, as if he can't help himself, he responds, his hand coming up to cradle her face. The connection between them flares, their bond suddenly humming with renewed vigor. What are you doing? He asks. I choose you, human or wolf, powerful or not. Don't be ridiculous. I've been miserable without you, Derek. I tried to tell myself it was just the bond, but it's more than that. No, it's not. This is just the bond talking. You'll find a better mate. I don't want a better mate. I want you. She takes a deep breath. I love you, Derek. Not your money, not your power. You. Derek stares at her. It doesn't matter. I don't deserve you. That's not a no. How do you feel? Do you love me, Derek? It doesn't matter. It matters to me. Tell me you don't love me. If you can do that, I'll walk away right now. Derek opens his mouth, then closes it. I thought so. Now shut up and kiss me. Something breaks in his expression. He surges forward, capturing her lips. This kiss is desperate, hungry. Of course I love you, he admits, which is precisely why I have to let you go. You deserved better when I had everything, and you definitely deserve better now. Lyra silences him with another kiss. The bond between them pulses, warming and strengthening. Suddenly, Derek gasps, pulling back. What's wrong? He stares at his injured wrist. Before her eyes, the swelling recedes. The bruising fades from purple to yellow to nothing. It's healing. I don't understand. What if it's not that it wasn't doable after you turned 30? Just that you'd be human by the time you were 30. Derek doesn't let her finish. He captures her lips in a kiss so intense it steals her breath. You're insane, he murmurs. Completely insane for choosing me despite everything. I know, but someone had to love you enough to break that stupid curse. Derek laughs, the sound unburdened and genuine. His forehead rests against hers, the bond humming with contentment. Happy birthday, Derek, Lyra whispers. Best one yet, he replies. Outside, the moon shines bright over the mountains. Inside, two wolves who found each other against all odds rest in each other's arms. Their futures no longer bound by curses or contracts, but by love, freely given and freely returned.